It was June 28, 1914, and the city of Sarajevo was abuzz with activity. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie, Duchess of Hohenberg, were making their way through the streets in an open car, a ceremonial visit that would change the course of history. But this was no ordinary day. It was Vidovdan, a national holiday for the Serbs, commemorating the Battle of Kosovo, a significant event in Serbian history. This made the Archduke's visit highly symbolic and controversial, especially in the tense political climate of the Balkans. For years, the Balkans had been a powder keg of nationalist movements, each vying for independence from the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Serbia was at the heart of these tensions, seeking to unify Slavic peoples under its own leadership, much to the chagrin of the Austro-Hungarian rulers. Nationalist groups, particularly the radical Black Hand, sought to strike a blow to the empire, and the Archduke, a symbol of Austro-Hungarian authority, became their target. Among the conspirators was Gavrilo Princip, a 19-year-old Bosnian Serb nationalist who, along with other members of the Black Hand, plotted to assassinate Franz Ferdinand during his visit to Sarajevo. The group planned to strike during the Archduke's motorcade as it made its way through the city. Armed with bombs and pistols, they positioned themselves along the route. As the Archduke's motorcade made its way through the streets, the first attempt to assassinate him came from Nedeljko Kabrinović, another member of the Black Hand. He threw a bomb at the car, but it bounced off the folded-down roof and exploded under the vehicle behind Franz Ferdinand's, injuring several officers and bystanders. The Archduke and Sophie, however, were unharmed. The motorcade sped away, and the plot seemed to have failed. But fate intervened. Later that day, Franz Ferdinand, shaken but determined, decided to visit the wounded officers at the hospital. The original route was altered to avoid further risk, but in a tragic twist of fate, the driver took a wrong turn down Franz Joseph Street, where Gavrilo Princip was standing. Just as the car stalled, Princip saw his opportunity. He stepped forward, drew his pistol, and fired 2 shots. The first bullet struck Sophie in the abdomen, killing her almost instantly. The second bullet hit Franz Ferdinand in the neck. As he slumped in the seat, witnesses reported his final words: "Sophie, don't die. Stay alive for our children." Within minutes, both were dead. Princip was immediately arrested, and the remaining conspirators were soon captured as well. Though just a teenager, Princip's actions set in motion a chain of events that would lead to World War I. He was imprisoned for his role in the assassination, but died of tuberculosis in 1918, never seeing the full consequences of his actions. The assassination sent shockwaves across Europe. Austria-Hungary, with the support of its ally, Germany, was quick to blame Serbia for the assassination, despite the lack of direct involvement from the Serbian government. The Austro-Hungarian government issued a harsh ultimatum to Serbia, demanding a series of concessions, including allowing Austrian officials to participate in the investigation within Serbian territory. Serbia agreed to most of the terms, but refused the clause that would allow Austro-Hungarian officials to operate on Serbian soil, as this was seen as an infringement on its sovereignty. Austria-Hungary, unsatisfied with Serbia's partial compliance, declared war on July 28, 1914. What followed was a rapid escalation of conflict as the complex web of alliances across Europe was activated. Russia, bound by its alliance with Serbia, began mobilizing its forces. Germany, allied with Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia. Within days, France, bound by its alliance with Russia, was drawn into the conflict, and Germany declared war on France. In an attempt to quickly defeat France, Germany enacted the Schlieffen Plan, which called for a swift invasion of France through Belgium. This violation of Belgian neutrality brought Great Britain into the war. What had begun as a regional conflict in the Balkans quickly spiraled into a full-scale global war. By August 1914, the world was at war, and over the next 4 years, World War I would claim the lives of over 16 million people, soldiers and civilians alike. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which had seemed like an isolated act of violence in the Balkans, had unleashed a catastrophic chain reaction, and the world would never be the same. As the war raged on, the once stable Austro-Hungarian Empire began to crumble, eventually dissolving by the war's end in 1918. The assassination had not only brought an end to Franz Ferdinand's life, but also contributed to the downfall of the very empire he was set to inherit. Today, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand remains a defining moment in history, not just for its role in triggering World War I, but for its lasting impact on the global order. The political, social, and economic upheavals that followed the war set the stage for the 20th century, shaping the world we live in today.